Hey YouTube, it's Tyler here. Today I'm going to be changing the oil on a 1990 Bayliner. It's going to be a Mercury 3.0. So first thing you want to do, plug in your battery. Make sure your key is in the ignition. And then what you're going to want to do is start the engine and let it run for maybe 5 minutes to get warm. If you see this little black hose right here, I have this black hose going out the drain hole of the boat, and that's where I'm going to change the oil. So let me show you that really quick. So it's coming right out of the drain hole. I'm going to get my oil pan and it's going to pour out right there. Remember, before you change your oil, you're going to want to get the engine hot. Make sure you hook up your, I call them headphones, to your boat. Turn on the hose and make sure the water's flowing through the propeller. So I'll demonstrate that in 1 second. Okay, so we got the water flowing, so I can now turn the boat on, and I will show you that in 1 second as well. I turned the RPMs up to 1500. And like I said, we got the RPMs up to about 1600. I'm going to run it out here for just a minute or two. I'm going to get my oil temperature up to about 150, and then I'm going to shut it off. Okay, now that the boat's at about 150 degrees, it's nice and warm. I'm going to get under here with my oil pan, and I'm going to start draining the oil. So this is my oil pan set up here. So like I said, I have a hose coming out from the bottom of the motor, coming out the rear of the boat, and it's just ever so slightly draining. I don't know if you can really see that. It's a very slow trickle. It's going to be way more efficient if you purchase one of those oil pumps where it'll suck it right out of the engine through the dipstick. But this is what I got, so I got some time and I'll just be hanging out. And this is the type of oil I'm going to be running in the boat. It's going to take 4 quarts. I'm going to have to do a little bit of extra measuring because I am replacing the oil filter, and this is a pretty large filter actually, so I wouldn't be surprised it takes like 4 1/4. Anyway, until the next update. Alright, so while the oil is draining, a couple things you're going to want to do. This is the new filter, so I removed the old filter from here. I ended up using one of my Husky tools to help remove it because it was really kind of tight on there. When I put it back on, I will not be using this. Before I screw it back on, I'm going to put some oil inside of here. I'll probably fill it up 3/4 of the way, and then I'm also going to put oil around this ring, and we're going to put it right here, and we're going to screw it back on, and we'll be good to go. One little tip when you're taking it off, you don't want to get oil all down here. You can see I dripped just a little bit. Get like a cardboard box, set it up down here, unscrew it, put a rag under here, and quickly tilt the filter up like this, because there's going to be all kinds of oil in there, and the last thing you're going to want to do is clean it up from the bottom of your boat. Alright YouTube, I just added 4 quarts of this Driven HR2 conventional 10 weight 30 oil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the boat and warm it up, and then I'm going to come over here to the dipstick. I'm going to pull this dipstick out, and I'm going to check the oil level. I'm going to make sure it's a little bit below the maximum, and I should be good. As a reminder, when you're adding a brand new oil filter, you're going to want to substitute the amount of oil that would be in the oil filter. I suspect it to be just about half a quart, so I'm going to add a total of 4 1/2 quarts to this 3.0 liter engine. And then lastly, I took a Sharpie. I noted that I did the oil and filter on this date. This is how many hours I have on the boat and what kind of oil I used. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Take care.